How are you? How's it going? How's everybody doing out there? What is the latest and greatest? That's right, I'm out here sitting in the car, which means that the wife is home. Obviously, it is a holiday, Martin Luther King Day, for those that are at home or maybe at work, depending on what type of job you have. But celebrating and honoring the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King, the civil rights leader, as we all know, as I deliver to you another podcast pregame, which is going to come later today. It's not going to be the 12:30, 1 o'clock variety, or probably more closer to 3 to be safe. And obviously, a lot has taken place here over the weekend in sports. And you know I got you covered when it comes to that. Always an honor, always a privilege, always a pleasure to do so. And what can we get into? Were there a few games that happened over the weekend that we could wrap our arms around and sink our teeth into? Absolutely. When we look at what happened with the NFL divisional weekend, and to me, the big picture, and of course I'll go in depth on the podcast with this, right here on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, as well as the platform, the channel that I have been building here for a few years. And of course, before I even get to that, I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank everyone out there who got me past the 1,000 subscriber mark, which is a milestone from the bottom of my heart as I continue to pump out content on a day in, day out basis to deliver true sports talk, real sports talk, none of this clickbait, rage bait garbage, as I like to say. And yes, I have to thank you guys and gals, because without you, the channel would be here, but nobody would know who I am, what it is that I'm representing, what it is that I'm talking about, as far as someone who's doing this from a credible, knowledgeable, entertaining, and more importantly, from an integrity standpoint, because as we all know, there are a lot of people that just want to put stuff out for clickbait, just to get the clicks, the likes, the popularity, whatever it is. And me, this is the long term, as a snowplow's about to. And it's not as if there was that a lot of snow here where I'm at. Oh, thanks. That's not even the snow. That is the salt trucks, which just pounded the side of my car, if you were wondering what that is. Is there more snow on the way? I don't know. But anyway, the participation and obvious that, but certainly the subscribers that have pushed me past that threshold and leading up to that, I might add. Again, I do appreciate you all. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'll continue to put forth a credible, entertaining, informative, and very high integrity channel for those who are subscribing, participating, etc. So I thank you. But yes, I want to talk about the NFL. Obviously, a lot to unpack there. The two games that sandwich the middle games. The middle games, what is there to discuss? There's nothing to discuss with San Francisco and Seattle. And even the same with Houston and New England. Houston, typical, where they win their wild card game and then out in the divisional round. I think they're 0-8 lifetime now when it comes to playing in the divisional round. And CJ Stroud, listen, I like him as a quarterback, but and listen, I understand he's gonna get more opportunities, but that was a putrid performance yesterday. And this is coming off the heels of what happened in the wild card round, where he had an interception, 2 fumbles, turnovers left and right, and then yesterday it's like, oh wait, hold my beer, wild card round. I'll even top you off with 4 interceptions in the first half. Not a good game. And I don't want to hear, oh, he had no Nico Collins. I mean, please. Nobody wants to hear that. And to me, the theme of the weekend were the heartbreaking losses by both the Bears and the Bills. Bo Nix out, which destroys the championship game. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. Let's argue that back and forth. And the Rams, another gut check. Those are the highlights of the weekend, if you ask me, in the NFL. And I'll start with the Bills. We could talk about the calls. We could talk about the non-calls. We could talk about Josh Allen. And Josh Allen deserves criticism. That's all there is to it. Because a lot of people look at him as the superhero of this team, and that he could not say could do no wrong, but it's a situation where, Dale, what's happening? Hello to you. Where are you from? I'm curious. And wow, I got a bunch of people now, 15. Welcome aboard, everybody. I appreciate it. Bio, my man. I was just about to talk about your Rams. I talked about the themes of the weekend. And now that you're here, I'll just rehash that real quick. To me, the themes of the weekend were this: the Bills and Bears heartache, the Broncos loss and a win, and the gutty Rams. Nobody cares about San Francisco. Seattle, big whoop. That was a beatdown, as we saw. Houston, they can't win a divisional game to save their lives. And C.J. Stroud, I don't know. I like him as a quarterback, but that's a question mark. The Patriots, are they back? That's kind of a storyline, but again, it's Bills, Bears heartache, the Rams gutty win, and the Broncos lost in a win. That's it. And I've started off with Josh Allen. He deserves criticism. I mean, come on. For those out there that, yeah, he poured his heart out. He played a stellar game, etc. But you can't have 4 turnovers in a divisional game. And I understand the interception. I get it when they talk about the rules and you make the catch and you got to finish the play, etc. But I got news for you. If you remember that game in Baltimore when the Steelers played, Miles, where have you been? Minnesota Fats. Oh, geez, dad chips, Zerota. I love it. Rowan, what's going on? What's happening? Tell me, Rowan. Wait, I got to take a screenshot of this. Minnesota Fats. I love it. It's Dad Chips, Rhoda, Penmark, John. Oh, my God. I love it. Wait, Cowboy? Yuki Matsui. Of course, Tatsue Mai. Everyday Mets. Minnesota Fats. I love it. With the AKAs. Yeah, I was talking about the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game in the regular season, the first one in Baltimore. If you remember a play where Aaron Rodgers, he fumbled the ball and it went up in the air and then it came down and he got it, but as his knees hit the turf and the ball was stripped away, if you recall, but they said that, oh, he's down on contact with Aaron Rodgers, and it could have been argued that that was a turnover, but no, because Rodgers had the ball and was down on contact by the defensive player. Then what happened there with the interception, Brandon Cooks and Jaquan McMillan? I mean, come on. These rules are just, it's weird. The NFL, I mean, come on. What are we doing? That should have not been an interception. And I understand Brandon Cooks, as he hit the ground, he still had the ball, but it was McMillan snatched the ball out. But with the defensive back on top of him, if he's down on contact, the play's dead. And the Bills are kicking a field goal. And trust me, I am not a Bills fan. But what are these rules? Go back and watch that. If you type in on YouTube, Aaron Rodgers, whatever. Aaron Rodgers recovers fumble. I mean, it's the same thing. It's not an interception, but it's the same thing. They are subjective, but I mean, come on. I hate you, Minnesota, but I mean, you can't have it one way in one game and another way. I mean, it's mind-boggling. But Josh Allen, listen, he deserves the criticism just like Lamar Jackson does, just like all of it. Sorry. People would say, oh, he's this, he's that. Oh, you can't help it. He's got nobody. No. And then, to me, what gets lost in all this, the Brandon Cooks pass interference there, Riley Moss, and that was an interference. How did they not call that? Of course, that was a home call. I get it. I love my fries. That's a good name. I like that. Hello, I'm doing good. Talking about the NFL games. It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's not a bug, it's a feature? I went over my head. I know, the windows are fogged in my car right now. Me being a blowhard. But that was pass interference. I mean, come on. It boggles my mind. with the NFL sometimes. But then the play after that, or maybe it was 2 plays after that, where Josh Allen on a 3rd and 10, 16 seconds to go, had Dawson Knox maybe for a walk-in touchdown. He probably could have get stopped at the 2, but he gets stopped at the 2, the game's over. But he overthrew him. And I understand the pocket collapsed, but he had time, and he did face the rush. But to me, it's just, I don't want to hear about Josh Allen. I don't. No excuses. And to me, here's the best way to put Josh Allen's performance there on Saturday. Josh Allen was similar to a big-time baseball player who was 2 for 4 in the game, had a home run, a double, and 4 RBIs, but in the bottom of the 9th with 2 runners on, down by 2, he struck out. That's what it was. And he had an error in the game. That was Josh Allen's game on Saturday. And therefore, yeah, he played well, but not well enough. You can't have 4 turnovers in a game, and no, can't. Hey, Matt. Cruzeiro Cabulos. NFL rules are not a bug, it's a feature, yeah. You have snow in your area? Just wondering because there's no snow in my area. By the way, what's your favorite NFL team? No snow in your area. Where's your area? I love my fries. My area is New York City. And my favorite football team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And your favorite football team? So that's number 1 with the Bills. As far as the Bears, the blessing and the curse that is Caleb Williams. I mean, he had a putrid second half, but those final 2 drives, I mean, that's what you're going to get. And that throw, Bio, I know you're here. I'm sure when that ball was up in the air, and there was no way, the guy, Caleb Williams, had to go 12 to 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage, maybe even further than that because he was in shotgun. And he threw a Hail Mary, let's face it. And I understand he saw probably Cole Kmet, and he said, well, I'm just going to throw it in that corner, and that was it. And that's what it was. It was a Hail Mary that wasn't intended to be a Hail Mary. And we can talk about Cole Kmet with the hand-to-hand combat. And it looked like there was a little push, but they're not going to call that. And I couldn't believe it. I said, the Bears can't win this game, can they? And funny enough, I was watching the game with my father-in-law, and even when they got stopped on the 4th and 3, well, what was it, about how much time was left? Maybe 3 minutes to go. I can't believe my father. Oh, the game's over. I said, the game's over? What? Bears have 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. They stop them here. And they ended up getting a first down, by the way. And the key play of that, Bio, you could attest to this. The key play to that was it Kyron Williams or was it Blake Corum? I think it was Kyron Williams that got the first down. He got pushed out of bounds. He had the first down, all he had to do was slide in bounds. They would have started using their timeouts, but because he went out of bounds there, the Rams only used 2 of their timeouts because they still had a timeout left and a warning, and used the warning as a timeout. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Once he got the first down, he had to slide in bounds. That was it. Because the Bears would have used the timeout there, and it would have been out of their timeouts. But as it was, it went down to that final play. Oh, thank you. I love my fries. I appreciate that. I don't even know NFL. I live somewhere in Maryland. But no snow by you. Okay. Yeah, we only got about... Yeah, if I were to show you... Here, I'll show you what we got. Hold on. Yeah, it's icy here, and this is an old, whatchamacallit? Check it out. Not much. Barely an inch. Now, where I was at with my father-in-law, he had about 2 to 3 inches, which is about 20 minutes north of where I'm at in Yonkers. But yeah, we didn't get a lot of snow, thank God. I could deal with the cold as I get into my old crusty age, and I'm not a cold weather guy. Can I run in that? I have. Oh yeah, this I can run in. Ice you got to watch out for though. I've run in, true story, Minnesota. I ran a half marathon 2021 before Valentine's Day, and it snowed a lot. It was maybe, I don't know. It was about 6 inches of snow, but a lot of it was shoveled. But then parts of it wasn't, and I had to slow down. I actually have a video of that, which I haven't posted. But yeah, I can run in this. Now, here's the sad part. I have not run since New Year's Eve. It's a terrible job on my part. I have not run. Not because I don't want to, it's just, and not because of time, but I just haven't. And my sleep schedule, yeah, I shouldn't even talk about sleep schedules, but not much. I love my fries. All right. And you don't know the NFL? That's fine. Do you like sports? I love my fries. And I can't believe Miles was in the room. I don't know. Miles said hello, but then he disappeared. Rowan, where are you from? I'm curious. If you're still here, I love my fries, Maryland. So let's see, where were we? Oh, the Bears, heartache, yeah, Caleb Williams. And then it was a situation where Caleb Williams in the overtime, now granted, Cam Curl made an unbelievable play on that. But where was he throwing? And I get it, DJ Moore, he was, I don't know, somewhere, his head was in outer space. But that's still a ball you can't throw. And that had to be the fault of DJ Moore, because why would Caleb Williams throw that ball? And he had all day to throw. That was the other thing that boggled my mind, because I could see he was under a rush and teabaggins. All right, I hear you. Grayson, what's happening? I could see if he was under a rush, but it was nothing. That was mind-boggling. And then the Rams, I mean, that catch by Devontae Adams there on the sideline on that 1st and 10, and then the 3rd and 4 to Puka. Rams are gutty, man. And I got news for you. I don't care what people say. Take a clip of this, put it on your socials, whatever. That Rams-Seattle game, I tell you, as much as I kid about Roger Goodell choking on his Caesar salads and spitting out his Cabernet Sauvignon, he breathed a sigh of relief. And he can talk about Caleb Williams, the Chicago Bears, and I understand they're a big-time TV market, but no, they needed the Rams in that game next Sunday. Absolutely, positively, 1,000%. Because that would have been, I got news for you, if it was going to be New England, Denver, and Chicago, Seattle, oh my God. Those would have been two of the worst championship games that I could ever imagine. As it is, the AFC is a disaster. And I don't care what people say. They can talk about Jarrett Stidham, as I said the other day, Stidham, ha ha ha, Stidham. I don't want to hear it. And I don't want to talk about people I haven't heard this yet. Not that I watch all these sports channels or whatever. People are going to refer to that, and this may be the first time you hear this. People are going to refer to that January 1st game, 2023, where Stidham faced the 49ers out in Vegas. And what was he? 23 for 34, 365 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They're going to look at that game and say, oh, well, we may see this Jarrett Stidham. Nonsense. I'll believe it when I see it. And that's not to say he's going to play bad. You know he's going to be a game manager. He's probably going to throw. Sean Payton's probably going to dial up tops. He doesn't want him to throw more than 20 times in a game. He's going to be run heavy. And their defense is going to have to win the game. And the only way that they win the game is they're going to win it on specials, or if they get points on the defense, meaning a fumble recovery for a touchdown or a pick six. They're not going to win the game. I'm sorry. They're not. Debate me all you want. The Bills fired McDermott? Oh, wow. Miss Priya. Listen, I could get on Sean McDermott a lot, especially with things he's done in the past. All you got to do is go back to that divisional game against Kansas City. What was that, 4 years ago? When they were up, what was the score at the time? Oh, my God, that was a wild game, too, that fourth quarter. Wait, the final score of that game, I think it was 35-29? Oh, 32-29 maybe? Where with 13 seconds left, instead of squibbing it, he kicked it into the end zone. The clock didn't move. And then 2 plays later, Harrison Butker kicks a game-time field goal. And then in overtime, that's when the Tyreek Hill with the peace sign into the end zone. How do I feel about that? Listen, McDermott's not a big-time coach. I mean, let's call it as we see it. I'm a little bit surprised, though. That game's not on him. To me, that game is not on him. The game is on Josh Allen. Josh Allen lost that game. And I understand the refs didn't help either. But Josh Allen, and even though the second interception wasn't his fault, but fumbling the ball. I mean, that first fumble he had. The second fumble coming out of the half, obviously, blitz on the blind side. I understand you got to hold that ball, but, I mean, come on. There isn't anything you can do about that. That first fumble, what the hell was he doing? That was hot potato. I mean, that was insane. Miss Priya, probably it was a bad idea. Yeah, and listen, he is not, Vince Lombardi is not, but I don't think he deserves to get fired here. Yeah, that's, I don't know, the Pagulas, I guess, I don't know. Maybe they're thinking about, now Stefanski got hired in Atlanta. Obviously, Harbaugh got signed to the Giants. I mean, Tomlin said he's taking a year off. And as you know, Tomlin and McDermott, they have ties playing at William and Mary. Oh, you didn't like that fire, Miss Priya? You didn't like the Ravens firing him? I'm not a Harbaugh guy, and I understand it's easy for me to say as a Steeler fan, but yeah, I think Harbaugh's a little overrated. All right, I love my fries. Sorry about that. Wait, Bears bought it. Oh, this guy. What's up, this guy? Bears bought a team and still couldn't win. Probably the polish from Kayla's nails. Bears bought a team. How do they buy a team? It's not baseball. I can tell you I don't like the snow because I can tell you you're one of those guys that work. I need my glasses here. Sorry, guys. I could tell you don't like the snow because I could tell you're one of those guys that work to get rid of the snow, right? I work to get rid of the snow. I do not, but in fact, there was a plow truck that came by with some salt that was sprinkling and hit my car, but no, I love my fries. I disagree with you on that, but you don't like sports. I watch soccer with my dad sometimes. Oh, all right. Which team do you like? If you're still there with us, fries. Harbaugh coaches and taxes are brutal, yeah. Well, they may say Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator, who I'm not in love with, another guy. But, yeah, I can see him probably coming. Todd Monken, that is. Off topic about NFL, I got a dog. I love my fries. How old are you? 12 years old? If that's the case, I got a wild story for you. Was that? No, I think it was 13, that girl. Yeah, it was 13. Oh, you are 13. I love my fries. All right, we can talk about your dog, but it's so funny as you bring that up, and I just thought about a story and a true story. And I'll get this off topic, but I think you'll get a kick out of it. We'll talk about your dog. You got a dog. What kind of dog? Hey, it's 3 months old. I love my fries. Let me hear it. What do you think about Mike McCarthy interviewing with the Steelers? Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I can see why. From Pittsburgh, I'm sure he'd love to get the job, but then again, who's your quarterback? Yeah, I don't mind it. I wonder if they're going to go in that direction because, as I've said before, and I know I'm regurgitating this, maybe they pivot and go for an offensive coach. I don't know, considering the league is all about offense. But knowing that these Steelers, their last 3 coaches they hired were all defense or defensive coordinators, I can't see that trend changing, considering how when you think of Pittsburgh, you think of the steel curtain, you think of defense, you think of the linebackers, etc. But, no, I don't mind it. And you know what? If they hire him, I mean, it's a safe hire. But without a quarterback, how good is he going to be? McCarthy, that is. So I love my fries. You got to get the... All right, here's my quick story with a 13-year-old. And mind you, it's all out of respect, whatever, because people are going to say, whoa, wait, JAYREELZ, you have a story with a 13-year-old? Now, I'm going way back. 1997, I was celebrating a friend's birthday in a club. It was September 97. I'll never forget. It was out in Queens. And I was there with some friends, and I was 28 at the time. So I'm in this club, and I'm dancing. And next thing you know, I start dancing with this girl. And the girl, it's dark. Not pitch dark, but it's dark, and you're dancing, whatever. But then I realized, like, now she started getting, like, real close to me. And I'm like, okay. I could tell she looked young, but I couldn't really, like, whatever. And then I look closer, and, like, now she's, like, in my face, like, trying to grind on me. And I was just like, wait, this girl looks really young. So I had to stop her. I had to tell her. I said, excuse me, can I ask you, how old are you? Swear to my mother. She said, 13. 13? How'd you get in here? Oh, I'm with my mom and my aunt. And they knew the owners or whatever. I said, and I look over, and, like, they're waving, whatever. And I'm like, you're with your mom and your aunt? She goes, yeah, I'm also with my boyfriend. And then there's a guy that's sitting there. How old is your boyfriend? He's 15. I said, thanks. Nice knowing you. And walked away. Pedophile. You spelled it wrong, but no, and I'm not a pedophile. See, I'm sharing that with you just because it's experience, but I'm not that. All right, please. I love my fries. Come on. I know you may be joking about that. Wait a second. She likes you for real, dog. She's a creep. Well, I don't know. Maybe she was. I mean, that was what? That's almost 30 years ago when you think about it. But here's the crazy thing. You ready? So I was 28, she's 13. And mind you, if that was today, now, of course, I'm married, happily married. You don't have to worry about that. But now, the difference in years, it wouldn't even, forget about it. And the ironic thing is that, let me see, that was September of 97. That was actually before, yeah. Funny enough, because at the time, 28, my wife now, who's 42, was also 13 that same year. So mind you, that girl who I was dancing with is currently 42 now. That wouldn't be a problem if I started dating her, right? But of course, back then, listen, no way in hell, but Sarai, what's happening? Drunk at 13, maybe, I don't know. I have to go through, nice talking. Yeah. Thank you, I love my fries. No, and I wasn't drunk either. Maybe she was, I don't know. I know, it's a crazy story. But anyway, I just thought to Junior J, what is happening? Yeah, I don't know why. I just thought to throw that story out just for pretty much for laughs. But let's see. So what else we got? Yeah, San Francisco, Seattle is nothing to talk about. And I got news for you. And Bio, I know you're going to like this. Seattle, I know everybody, maybe not everybody, but I know a lot of people are going to pick Seattle. All right, I love my fries. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. You didn't tell me what kind of dog you had, but that's okay. I'm sure there's a lot of people going to pick the Rams, but a lot of people are going to pick Seattle. And I got news for you. When you have a game like that, the next game, people are going to think like, oh, they're going to run through the Rams. They are not. Seattle's favored by 3. Hey, the novice. Vlado, what is happening? The novice, my man. Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl. I'm going to talk about that next, by the way. But to answer your question, Minnesota Fats, I got news for you. Am I excited about the national championship game tonight? 3 words. I am not. I mentioned this on the, and I'll actually talk about this. I'll put it in a short too. College football, they have to have this national championship done by before the wild card round. They have to. Does anybody care about the national championship? I understand if you're in Miami or in Indiana, yes, but to have this game tonight, it is so much of an afterthought. To me, it destroys the game. As I said Thursday, and I'll say this as quick as possible. Pat Seahawks Super Bowl, boring. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, the novice. Vlado, how's your mom? Yeah, I think Indiana's going to win, though. Let's do. Do I like to see him win? I want them to at least. I want it to be competitive. Those D linemen for the. I was going to say the Heat for the Hurricanes. Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain, they got to show up big time. If not, I understand Carson Beck. I get it, but. And then the one kid, what's the defensive back? He's going to miss a half because of targeting. What's the kid's name? Xavier. Xavier Woods. I'll think of it. But, yeah, the national championship game, I'll say this in 90 seconds or less. What they need to do is this. I understand they're not going to get rid of the conference championship games. So that's the first weekend of December. The following week, I understand that Saturday's Army-Navy game. And they want to have it as a standalone. Well, guess what? Have it to where Friday, the day before that Army-Navy game, Friday night you have at 4 o'clock, forget about Friday night. Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock, you have the first playoff game. Friday night, you have the 8 o'clock game. Saturday, you have Army-Navy at 12. 4 o'clock's the third playoff game, and then 8 o'clock's the final playoff game of that opening round. Because that's 2 weeks from the end of the regular season. So then when you have the bye teams come in, which will be 3 weeks after that, which will be right before Christmas, then you want to have the semifinals on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, have at it, and then whatever. By January 10th, the national championship should play, and that's it. 100%. AJ White, what's going on? Welcome. Yeah, because it's nonsense. They shouldn't even have the national championship game. It's January 19th. Play it on Valentine's Day, for that matter. What the hell? I'm good, AJ. How you doing? Where you from? Yeah, nobody cares about the national championship game now. In a perfect world, the championship game would be on New Year's Day. But I understand. I get it. Oh, you're in Italy right now. Nice. Need to baptize the family? All right. Oh, wow. Now, where's Trieste? How far is that? Like, what's the closest big city in Italy? Is it close to Milan? Is it close to Florence? Is it close to Rome? Is it close to Sicily? I'm curious. Am I a veteran? I am not. I may look that way. I'm not a veteran. I'm not a cop. None of the above. Yeah, and I'm curious, AJ, where are you from? So, yeah, that's my deal with the college football tonight. I mean, I don't know. I guess I have to watch. I got news for you. If it's 17-0 second quarter, I'm off it. Indiana, that is. And then, the Rams, gutty as hell. I tell you, Roger Goodell, he's got to be happy that the Rams won yesterday. Mom is home better. Still not well, but she's better? Okay. Please send her my regards, send her my love, my positive vibes, all that, please. Veteran and sports analyst, yes, the novice. 100%. Yeah, I know you said Pat Seahawks Super Bowl. Listen, I got news for you. If the Broncos are in that game, if they're playing in the Super Bowl, that is going to be an atrocity. I mean, listen, if Bo Nix was there, that's fine. That's one thing. They can't have Jarrett Stidham in that Super Bowl. They cannot. And then, listen, everybody's going to pick the Patriots. No one's picking the Broncos. Nobody. Oh, you're welcome, Vlado. Absolutely. Nobody's picking. I mean, I'm not picking them. I'll tell you right now. That game is either going to be 17-16 or 24-6 written all over it. And listen, that Bronco defense, and I understand Josh Allen, he had one of those weird games, but they were carving that secondary up in that. And I understand the Bronco defense is good, but and I understand it's Josh Allen too. That I don't know. And Houston, do I even need to get into them? Oh my God. Here's what's going to happen. I can tell you what's going to happen with Houston, with New England and Denver. Denver's going to have to win this game on defense, and they're going to be out on that field. There's going to be 1,000,000 3-and-outs in that game, and they're probably going to do whatever they can to keep that score close. But then they're going to get gassed. Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson, they'll start getting their yards late third, fourth quarter, and then they're going to pull away, and that's going to be a game. Yes, the Rams revenge tour. Now, listen, I understand you may not count this, Bio, but if you're talking about the organization overall, what about 2001? And I understand you're going to say they're in St. Louis. I get that. But, you know, for Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner, if it is Rams and Patriots, you know that they're going to want the Rams to win that game, even if they are in L.A. Josh played bad all season against good defenses. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's not getting a pass in my eyes. People are going to say, oh, well, you know, look, he was, no. He's in the same boat as Lamar Jackson. He's in the same boat as other quarterbacks who can't win big games. That's it. Sorry. Got to call it like you see it. And I understand there's some people that say, oh, well, Josh Allen doesn't get the criticism the way Lamar Jackson does. And, you know, I get all over him with Lamar Jackson. Nope. Josh Allen gets destroyed too. Sorry. You know me, people. I say it like it is. Nobody gets passes. Same for C.J. Stroud. He had a terrible game against Pittsburgh Monday night, and I'm not trying to say he had to be impeccable yesterday, but God. And I understand one of those picks weren't his fault. It was Parker Hutchinson was deflected. I get it. But that first, the 10-7, that turned the whole game around. What the hell was he doing? I understand he's trying to make a play there. Take the sack. Just take it right there. He throws a lollipop. Marcus Jones, I mean, what are you doing? Yeah, no, that was insane. I couldn't believe it. And not only that, he ran back 12 to 15 yards, and he throws up, literally it was a Hail Mary, an unintentional Hail Mary. I couldn't believe it. I said, no, and I said to myself, the Bears are going to win this game? And my father-in-law, God love him, he goes, oh, the Bears are going to win this game now. I said, no. I said, both teams get the ball in overtime. We got to remember that. And, hey, listen, when the Rams went 3-and-out there, I'm thinking, holy shit, I mean, they're going to win this game. But Caleb, listen, I understand again, I said it before, Cam Curl made just an unbelievable play there, but how he threw that pass. And yes, DJ Moore, I get it, but terrible. Yeah, if I'm the NFL, the Super Bowl that I want to see is Rams-Patriots. And I understand if you get Rams-Patriots, it's a rematch of 2019. We'll keep it L.A. And if it's Seahawks-Patriots, it's a rematch of Super Bowl 49. And they could get their revenge too. Stafford has to be in the game. The Rams have to be in that Super Bowl. I think New England's going to be. If it's Rams-Denver, Denver's, listen, Jarrett Stidham in that Super Bowl, oh my goodness. It's going to be awful. Yeah, listen, I understand you can't go wrong with Rams Seahawks with Patriots Seahawks. To me, the more attractive Super Bowl is Rams Patriots right now. Stafford has to be in the game. And you can't trust Sam Darnold. That's another one. 47 degrees, light rain. Oh, listen, that'll be like 70 and sunny for the Rams, considering what they went through yesterday. Kickoff was 19 degrees or wind chill of 7 and snow. You know that, Bio. Caleb show everyone coaching is important. Oh, can I get on Ben Johnson's case for a second? He has a lot of Dan Campbell in him, as you know. I understand he wants to put his fingerprints on the game on the opening drive, and he went for, 4th and 4, and Caleb throws the pick. All right, you want to do that? I get it. You're at home. Fine. 4th and 1, second quarter. Can you kick a field goal there? Kick a field goal. Why do you have to go for it? And the same thing is that he went 3rd and 1, they got stopped, and he pretty much ran the same play on 4th and 1. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't get it. And the crazy thing was, wait, that was more McVay. Was that McVay? Hold on a second. No, they ran the ball. I'm trying to think. Yeah, when they went for it on 4th and goal, I'm thinking of Ben Johnson. I know they had to go for it, but I hated that play call. That's what it was. At 17-10, late in the 4th quarter, why he threw in the middle of the field, that to me that brought back flashbacks of James Harrison in the Super Bowl and Malcolm Butler. That 4th and goal at the 3-yard line, when Caleb threw it into the trap, what was that play call? And before DeAndre Swift, when he got stopped and he got helicoptered, I mean, I don't know. Thank you, Bio. Now, he's not going to kick the field goal at 17-10 late in the game. I understand that. And he probably, listen, you could argue whether or not he kicked the field goal on the opening drive. I get that too. But I understand, they're playing to win. It's the opening drive. Take points. Why not? If you kick the field goal there, and understand you can't think of the game that way because of how it played out, but let's just say he kicks the field goal there and he kicked the field goal there in the second quarter, and I understand he's still got to make it, but the game's over. No play action. They just kept sliding the tight end over. Yeah. I don't know. Ben Johnson, he's not going to learn from that. You would think he'd learn from this. But look at Dan Campbell. That's where he got it from. Dan Campbell taking all those chances in the NFC Championship game 2 years ago. Instead of kicking field goals, nope. I got to play hero ball. Nope. That's the analytics. Nope. Nonsense. Sometimes it's okay to take the points. And understanding the Rams, they got a great offense, etc. But no. It's not as if they were down 14-3, and so this is kick field goals. No. Well, you got to be a little bit aggressive. I don't understand it. I don't. Yeah, it's mind-boggling to think about. It really is. So I'm going to get on his case on the podcast, of course. Yeah, I'm sitting here just dumbfounded by it. If Caleb could... Oh, yeah. No, and that's the thing. He ran for first downs, tried to run over linebackers. I mean, Caleb, listen, his arm is second to none. That guy has, geez. All you got to do is think about that throw, backpedaling. There's not many players in the league that make that throw. I know Consul said there's only 2 or 3 players, and he's right about that. But please, we could go through the list of quarterbacks. They cannot even, they dream to make that throw. And I hate to say this to novice, Jalen Hurts cannot make that throw. Backpedaling like that, and then he just throws a laser to the end zone. What about that 4th and 8 against Green Bay last week? I mean, that guy's, no one could question his arm. Vlado, are the Rams favorites in your opinion for the title? I can't say they are because Seattle's going to be, they're favored by 3. I think if they get to the Super Bowl, they'll be a favorite over New England or Denver. But I can't say they're the favorites. I would have to say, in this order, it's Seattle, New England, Rams, Broncos. Not as far as the teams, but as far as getting to a Super Bowl. Listen, you got to give Seattle their respect. I don't 100% fully trust in them because of their quarterback. I mean, please, game on the line, you're going to trust Sam Darnold or Matthew Stafford? And just on that alone, you would think I would favor the Rams, but because they're at home and their defense, so I got to give them a little bit more respect. But if the Rams win this game, please. And I'm rooting for them big time. I don't want to see Seattle in the Super Bowl. I don't think Seattle, whether Denver or New England, is going to be a sexy Super Bowl. I mean, think about this. You're going to have Sam Darnold against Drake May or Sam Darnold against Jarrett Stidham. And I understand that's like, oh, I'm knocking Sam Darnold, but That's not a sexy game. They're still going to get 100 million. Everybody's going to watch, but that's why the Rams got to be there. And I understand people can say, "Well, they just won a Super Bowl 4 years ago," but so what? It's not as if they're the Golden State Warriors that been in a million straight NBA Finals. 4 remaining quarterbacks. Oh, well, listen, there's Stafford and everybody else. Please, Darnold, May, and Stidham combined is not Matthew Stafford. And even if Stidham was out of there, if you put in Bo Nix, those three guys still can't compare to Matthew Stafford. Listen, people, I know I got the blue and gold pom-poms out. Matthew Stafford in these 2 playoff games showed more heart, more grit. I mean, I don't know what else you need to see from the guy. Listen, Stafford didn't play great yesterday, but money was on the line. He made throws. That's it. And I understand the opening drive, they went 3 and out. I get it. But they had another shot. And what happened? Key first downs. That throw, talk about a guy who could make it. What about that throw to Devontae Adams? And the catch, too. Not many people can make that throw. And, I mean, Puka Nacua, I mean, what could you say? I know J-Rod has been MIA here the last couple of lives. No, Stafford is, and that's the thing. Stafford, I didn't worry about him yesterday. Oh, the cold, this and that. I mean, come on, really? The guy's 37 years old. He's played in that stadium a million times. And, yeah, he hasn't played in a playoff game there. But he's, please, that cold weather nonsense, I'm not buying. All right, he's going to Seattle where it's going to be 40-something degrees. That, to me, that's a day at the beach for the Rams and for him. But, yeah, I think that if the Rams got to be in the game, Rams-Patriots, then Rams-Broncos, no. I would look at, in this order, the NFL would want to have it. Rams-Patriots, Seahawks-Patriots, Rams-Broncos, Seahawks-Broncos. If it's a Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl and they're going to have visions of the game Super Bowl 48, which is in MetLife, first play of the game, the snap goes over Peyton Manning's head. It was a safety, and it destroyed the Broncos that day. Now, I understand, what does that game have to do with this one? No, but they're going to think about that game. Seahawks-Broncos, oh, my goodness. Now, they're going to get $100 million to watch anyway. I get it, but that is an ugly matchup. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. And I understand that. It's funny, as I'm sitting here thinking about it. Yeah, Seattle, Denver, it would be like watching OKC, Indiana in a final. I understand not every Super Bowl or NBA Finals is going to be Boston, LA, or Yankees, Dodgers, or pick the teams. But for the NFL to have a Seattle-Denver Super Bowl, now at least the Seattle-Denver Super Bowl, was it now? 12 years ago, you had Peyton Manning, who threw 55 touchdowns that year and was the MVP, and a big-time offense. You had a Legion of Boom. Russell Wilson was Russell Wilson back then. Marshawn Lynch. I mean, you had star power. Seattle, Denver this time around, there's nothing. What, Jackson Smith and Jigba? A defense that you couldn't pick out of a lineup? I mean, you don't have Richard Sherman. Listen, and the Seattle Seahawks defense is very good. I get it. Very good. But at least you had Richard Sherman. Everybody knew who Richard Sherman was. Everybody knew who Cam Chancellor was. I mean, come on. You can't even compare. You have no star power if it's Seattle, Denver. I mean, seriously? At least Rams, Patriots. You have a young quarterback in Drake May. You have, obviously, Matthew Stafford has been extolling his brilliance here over the last, 10 minutes. And they have a young defense, and you got stars on that Ram defense, too. So you got credibility there. Seattle, Denver, you got what? What do you have? Patrick Surtain? I understand he's a reigning defensive player of the year, but he's not Dion. New England favored 5.5. Yeah, like I said, that game's going to either be 17-16 or 24-6, New England. I fully expect New England, Denver to be a war in Denver with Bo Nix out for the season. Denver starting quarterback for next Sunday. I still like the Patriots. But here's the one thing about, now, this is what I mean about Denver. They're going to have to get points on defense. Pick 6. Drake May, does he have small hands? I mean, he's always fumbling the ball. Always. The guy, he can't hold on to the ball. He lost a fumble. He fumbled twice. He lost one yesterday. And, yeah, if I'm the Broncos, I'd send the kitchen sink, the house, I'd send everything at him. That's the only way they're going to win the game. You rooting for Denver, Seattle? Hey, that's fine. Yeah, I like the Patriots in the game. Yeah, and listen, I'm not in love with the Patriots either. I can't stand the Patriots. You think I want the Patriots to win this another Super Bowl? To me, they're becoming like the Yankees. Well, the Yankees of yesteryear, I should say. Yeah, and not only that, I'm seeing the arrogance of the Patriots fans coming back. And listen, I'm going to call like I see it. Hell with this. You know me. Who have the Patriots beaten this year? Seriously, can we go start there? Who have they beaten? All right, they beat the Bills in Buffalo on a Sunday night. Name me the other big win that they've had. And you can say, oh, they beat Houston in their defense. Please, C.J. Stroud was a nightmare. Great, that's why I'm listening to you, plain and simple. This is BS, well done. Vlado, thank you. Patriots have beaten nobody. And I got news for you. I'm going to say this right now, right here. They're going to have a first-place schedule next year. They are not going to have a big-time year. They may make the playoffs and win a division. May. But, nope. Not buying. I picked them as an under this year, 8.5. And obviously, they blew that away. And I didn't look at their schedule was soft. Oh, my God, was it soft. New England's had the easiest schedule in the last 50 years. Yeah, I mean, I can't stand the Patriots. And listen, I'm going to root for Denver next week, but I don't have a lot of hope for them. I just don't. And I'm telling you, you're going to hear about that game when he was with the Raiders against San Francisco all week long. Oh, well, Stidham, remember that game? Oh, well, if you got to go back to a game 3 years ago to hang your hat on, to have any hope that the Broncos are going to win this game, then come on. I don't know. Call me crazy. But, yeah, so that's all your football. And, yeah, I'm going to squeeze in National Championship. I'll talk about the baseball signings. I got to talk about that. I stand on that, people. And I'm also going to talk about Carlos Alcaraz, whether or not he's going to get his career slammed down under at the Australian Open, which has begun. And what else? John Morant wants to stay in Memphis. I'll talk about that. I don't know how you feel about that, Vlado. John Morant, I know you're a big NBA guy. And, I got to laugh at the Ranger GM, not Texas, New York Ranger, sending a letter out to the fan base talking about how, we're going to retool, not rebuild. I mean, seriously? The trade deadline's for not for another 6 weeks, and here he is, not even. Yeah, a little over 6 weeks, and here he is sending out letters. I mean, come on. Chris Drury's got to go. I understand he was a gutty player, a lunch pail guy. And I can't stand the Rangers either, so I'm glad that they're terrible. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. A lot to talk about here on this podcast. which is going to come at you around 3 o'clock because obviously I'm sitting in the car. Wife's home. She's probably at her desk or at the sports desk where I'm at, working. Yeah, I know in a couple of minutes I got to get back, get my day started. Well, my day had begun. I was up since 5:30. But yeah, that's what I got, people. That is my latest and greatest. Of course, the live stream on Wednesday, which I'll be at the sports desk, back at it. What else? Yeah, I was thinking about doing a live stream for the national championship tonight, but I have no juice for it. Sorry. And I may do a live stream for both games next week. I'll probably do 2 separate links. I'd rather do the second game. The first game is just going to be a bore. Maybe I'll just do the second game. And Bio, I know you'll be watching the game, so I'll give you a pass if obviously you're not going to hop on board. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing. I have thought about doing a live stream for both games. I'm probably just gonna do Rams Seattle, and I may be at my father-in-law's, and that's another thing too. Originally, next Sunday, the wife and I had plans, which may not happen, and my fingers are crossed. I hope they don't. But I don't think it'll interfere with because to me, the New England-Denver game I could care less about. I mean, obviously I'm going to be on top of it, but that Rams-Seattle game, I need to see every snap. And I know we had plans. It's like a mid-afternoon deal, which is good because the game's not going to start till 6:30. But I'll keep everybody posted as we get deeper in the week, and I'll let you know about the live stream for the championship games. But that's it. Oh, you will? Bio, wow. I appreciate that. Well, you say you'd be here for the Rams game. Of course, I know you're going to watch, but if I do have a link. Oh, staying here. Oh, I say, oh, so right. I understand what you're saying now. I got you. Thanks for clarifying. Oh, Vlado, no. Wait, you said no. I was talking about John Morant. Oh, so no thoughts on John Morant. I got you. But yeah, so that's what's happening, people. I don't know, Minnesota. You got anything else you want to? Minnesota Fats. I love the AKAs. Dad's Chips. Rhoda Penmark. So you'll be at home watching the game. So no relatives coming over. Yeah, I think the Rams are going to win in Seattle. I think about teams that have had their blowouts in the divisional round, and then the following week, they, not to say they don't play as well, but no, I got to be focused. I hear that. You don't want any distractions. Totally hear it. Look at this, man. You go for a double dip. Now, I don't want to jinx by any means, but you got the Dodgers and then the Rams. That's good stuff. I want to go out, but I got to stay away from alcohol. Is that right, Minnesota? Okay. Oh, you a big-time drinker? When I say big time, I'm not saying you're getting plastered every Friday or Saturday, but yeah, it's been 19 days. Well, this is the 19th day. I haven't had since New Year's. Nothing. No, that would be a dream come true, bro. Absolutely. I mean, same year. Beer drinker? Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, who knows? If I go to I went to my in-laws last night. My beer and wings guy. I know it's hard, especially during football season. Stay away from those two things. Nah, keep it up, man. Trying to get cardio better. Well, hey, let's go for a run up Broadway sometime soon. I kid, of course. Yeah, and yours truly needs to go out for a run. I need to. But let's see what else. Yeah, but that's what's happening, people. That's what I got. Don't know if there's anything else. Wow, I can't believe that Sean McDermott got fired. Yeah, I think I'm gonna post a short about that after I log off here. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I'm very surprised. That game wasn't on him, which is crazy. I know where the Steelers gonna go for their coach. Jeez, I still say defensive coordinator. I said Brian Flores. That was my guess, but who knows? All right, my good people. I think I will start to land this plane here. As yeah, now I'm getting frost here on the windshield. I don't have the car on, but yeah, I'll get back so I can get cracking on this podcast. You know, I appreciate you all. Just recently surpassed 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Super grateful for that. Super grateful for you guys that always chime in, that always hop on board. McCarthy is the next Steelers coach. His dad ran a Steelers bar, and he was a cop in Pitt. Oh, yeah, no, he's from Pittsburgh. And, right, you would think that'd be the perfect fit. But my thing is that because McCarthy's an offensive guy, and who's the quarterback? Listen, would I be upset or disappointed if he's the coach? I would not. He's probably going to sign a 3-year deal. How old is McCarthy? 62, 63? And that's the thing. Steelers have had 3 head coaches since 1969. And McCarthy, you know, he's not a whippersnapper or young whippersnapper for that matter. But we shall see. But, yes, my good people, I appreciate you all. You know that, as always. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your contributions. Thanks for everything. And, yeah, look out for the podcast later. Obviously, the live stream on Wednesday. Yeah, no for Ja. Love her, everyone. Hey, yes, Vlado. Ciao to you, too. And all the best to Mom, of course. If anything pops up, you know I'll be on the lives. Yep, 2 more wins. Bio, you're the man. Absolutely. Have a great day, you too. The Novice, Minnesota Fats, Vlado. Of course, got to shout out J-Rod and Fishing Angel. I don't know where they've been up to. But also Val B, which I haven't seen. I'm sure he's crying in his Niner gear. And I got to give a shout out to Brent, too. I got to see what he's up to. I got to reach out to him. Cozy Tard. No, he's boyfriend driving. No. I'm the one that's driving here. But anyway, until Wednesday, people, as always, from the South Bronx, South Beach, South Central, South Pacific, and all points beyond, peace, love, and God bless. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Have a great day. Stay warm wherever you may be at. Or if you're already warm, good for you. Better off. No, I am not cozy. But until next time here on The Flip, baby. Enjoy.